Hi, today is March 2nd, 2023, and here are my poems for the day. The first one is poem number 360 for the year, Because of Course She Could. Rachel, over at the Satanic temple, sent me a lovely email very early this morning. I had sent her this month's poems, as it is her job to choose one for the newsletter that the temple puts out in the middle of each month. "Thank you so much for sending over your new poems," she said. "It blows my mind that you can create so many poems, considering that I don't believe I could write a single one. I will admit that when I am in a vulnerable state, I am easily moved, but her email moved me not because of the praise, but because of the humility. Because of course she could write a single one, because she wrote me one today at 2 in the morning, because I'll bet she's writing poems all the time." Poem number 361, Getting Into It. I thought I might have trouble getting into it this morning. I found myself doing things out of order. Usually the routine when the kid is here is wake up, make tea, drink tea, make her smoothie, meditate, sketch out some words for the poems, get her breakfast ready, make sure she gets up in time, etc. Today it was wake up, make tea, meditate, write barely any words, 2 or 3 possible poem titles, make the smoothie, get her breakfast ready, and only then drink tea and make sure she got up, etc. It may be that the postponement of the drinking of the tea made me think I was having trouble getting into it this morning, but I was getting into it. It was just that I was getting into it in a different way. Poem number 362, That One. Just because I think that one is selfish doesn't mean she is. She's doing her, and I'm doing me, and what I feel about her is about me, not her. Just because I think that one is brave doesn't mean they is. They's doing them, and I'm doing me, and what I feel about them is about me, not them. Just because I think that one is cruel doesn't mean he is. He may just be angry or resentful or frightened or vengeful or whatever, but he may be doing the best he can. I can accept what feels like abuse and try to learn from it, or I can shut him out of my life and deny myself the knowledge of what he will do next. He can do him, and I can do me. And what I feel about him is about me, not him. Poem number 363, New Haven. I have a show at the end of the month in April in New Haven. I am pretty sure that the last time I performed in New Haven was December 13th, 2000. I tried to Google and confirm but was unable to. But I believe that the reading I gave in a lovely little room on the Yale University campus occurred the day after the Bush v. Gore decision. My recollection is that on the way up there I wrote suggested response to the coming crises. I was in law school at the time, and my response to the coming crises was to reject law. People should be fucking in the streets, I said. Ass fucking, especially women fucking men in the ass with dildos. What this country needs is a lot more sodomy. It seemed reasonable at the time, but no one listened as far as I know, and now look where we are. Yesterday, the fucking Republicans and a couple of Democrats in the Senate voted to repeal the ESG investment rule. That's an administrative rule, meaning it came from Biden, and it permits certain federally regulated fiduciaries to consider the environmental, social, and corporate governance principles of a company when those fiduciaries decide whether to invest in those companies. Republicans in the House and Senate call it woke investing or woke capitalism, as if that's a bad thing. The 2 Democratic Joes in the Senate, Manchin and Tester, get a pass from me for voting for repeal of this rule, even though it allows the fucking Republicans to say it was a bipartisan vote. They are both up for re-election, and they both know that the Joe in the White House will veto it. The way I see it, this just shows what pieces of shit the Republicans are, as if we need more proof. Biden is the only president since I started voting for presidents who hasn't disappointed me. Usually they disappoint me within months. Biden's been here 2 years. If a Republican wins the White House in 2024, we can expect a lot more crises. I think the last time I performed in New Haven was December 13th, 2000. It was the last full month of the Clinton presidency, and we knew on that day what was coming next. I expect I will be less angry and less tense in New Haven on April 18th. And the last poem for today, poem number 364, Essex Flowers. Rather than thinking about New Haven, I ought to be thinking about one of the two performances I will be doing this weekend. The first one, on Saturday, starts probably promptly at 3 at the Jefferson Market Courthouse Library. I will probably be reading before 3:10 p.m., and I will read a single poem, and I already know which one, because it's the Silver-Tongued Devil anthology reading, so I will read the poem that was published in the Silver-Tongued Devil anthology. So I really don't have to think much about that one, except it was turned into a song, so maybe I will sing it, maybe with the uke, if I learn the chords, which I didn't write. But the other show on Sunday, starting at 5 p.m., is at Essex Flowers Gallery in Chinatown, and I will be on for 20 minutes, and I have barely figured that one out. Yuko Otomo and Jeffrey Lewis are also on the bill. The gallery is showing the work of Tuli Kupferberg, a hero of mine, and his daughter, Samara, and I want to honor them both. So I feel like it will be scary, even though it's a small room. I suppose it would be scary if the room weren't full, but it might also be scary if the room is full, especially if it's full of maskless maniacs. I might decide I will have to perform with a mask on, and I don't want to do that. Or maybe I could make a flyer that doesn't mention Jeffrey Lewis or Yuko Otomo, and therefore won't be too crowded. And maybe on the flyer I could say, please wear masks. It's crazy, but it just might work. But what I have to decide as soon as possible is what poems I'm going to do and what songs I will sing at Essex Flowers on Sunday. But I'm not that worried. I will figure it out, hopefully today. It's good to have things to do. All right, that's it. Thank you for listening. Maybe I'll see you at one of those shows. If I see you, please wear a mask. Thanks.